also a very clean fuel. The byproduct is water. The pad itself, flame trench water towers have been redone. These towers, oddly enough, aren't used for drinking water or to cool off the pad. They're part of a sound suppression system. Prior to ignition, they start pumping 400,000 gallons of fresh water through nozzles that surround the pad called rainbirds. Breaks up the sound waves, absorbs acoustic energy, preventing damage to the spacecraft platform and the pad. And they dump that water in about 20 seconds, believe it or not. So when you see a launch, all that white smoke you see is actually mostly steam. You'll notice with both the launch pads a significant elevation involved in getting to the top. That's necessary to create the flame trench. Here in Florida, the water tables, they are so high that when we dig down, we strike water very quickly. So we had to build those pads up. And as the crawler's headed up the hill, the back of the crawler jacks up. Its payload remains perfectly level during the entire trip. First launch from here is scheduled for 2019. It'll be a full-size unmanned launch of the SLS. If all goes well with that, right around 2020 or 22, they'll launch 4 of our astronauts into lunar orbit. 2025, they plan a mission to an asteroid, redirecting it into lunar orbit for a couple reasons. Number one, they want to develop the technology in case a large asteroid is headed towards the Earth. Also, asteroids contain heavy metals that can be used in high-tech manufacturing. NASA wants to robotically mine those materials. Over here on the left, flame deflectors made of refractory concrete and steel. The concrete has been removed from the face of those deflectors. It's called fondue fire. They're going to put a new layer on. It actually boils during the launch. Reaches about 5,600 degrees Fahrenheit.
To help construct or resupply the space station. Today, the pad is being modified for the Space Launch System, or SLS. It will be used for NASA's deep space missions beyond Earth orbit, including the capture of an asteroid and, eventually, human exploration of Mars. 3 600-foot-tall masts were built near the pad to provide lightning protection to the vehicles prior to launch. Both the fixed service structure and rotating service structure that were built for the shuttle have been removed, making it more flexible and able to support many different launch vehicles. Below the pad is a 4-story facility that houses the infrastructure needed for launch, including power, hydraulics, and water. Several miles of outdated wiring and cables have been removed and replaced with high-speed fiber optics. The first SLS mission carrying a crew aboard the Orion spacecraft is set to launch on a 3-week trip to orbit the Moon to demonstrate the capabilities necessary for NASA to conduct an asteroid retrieval mission. SLS vehicles will evolve to support human deep space missions, in addition to robotic missions and astronomical observatories. In the past, such missions have been limited by the size and capabilities of existing rockets. The SLS payload carrier is large enough to hold 9 school buses. And